Well, g'day trendsetters, welcome to Mount Buller. Now something a bit different for this week's episode. We're going to go and have a bit of a deep dive into the 2025 GWM Mountain Bike National Championship downhill course. You'll see plenty of GoPro footage, it'll look smooth, it'll look buff. We're going to go and give you a bit of an insider's look into just how gnarly this track is. We're in the Victorian high country, scenes are incredible up here. It's quite a wild downhill track they've got lined up for 2025. And we're gonna go and check it out right now. Look at this for a start. Straight out of the start hut, looking over at Mount Sterling. Mount Buller is over there to the right. This is the beginning of a downhill track here. Now, don't hold your breath because it drops in and gets so gnarly so quick. So let's go and have a look. So as soon as we drop into the trees here, all these rocks are hidden in the duff down here with Lukey Myers-Smith. Lukey, what are you thinking in this top section here? There's a bit on.
It's getting pretty tough. So changing a lot, but just a lot of loose dirt and hard to just keep your flow and not sort of lose traction. So I feel like I'm piecing it together pretty well, but yeah, just trying to keep the flow and not slide around if I can, basically, and avoid the rocks.
Now this is early. How hard are you attacking here? I mean, you're, what are we, 10 seconds in here?
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to override this first section, so a little bit of patience. You can let it go a bit down here into the rock garden, and then the next few turns after is pretty sort of crucial, and especially like 3-4 down from the rock garden, like for exit for that straight. So try and have a bit of patience in those and not override them.
So this is what we're talking about down here. Look, the precision to get up high here. There's a couple of sharp little rocks, but you got to miss out on all this stuff in between. And there's hidden ghoulies, there's rocks, there's roots. You got to hit the pocket down here and get into that next corner, which is just a mess. These are the details and the rocks that you don't really get to see when you see all the guys' GoPro course preview. Pretty wild. Look at this. They're up here, just a couple of inches from the main line. They've got to hit this precision here, not get ejected out the front door. What are we, 30 seconds in? As you get out of the high corner, then you come down into something like this. And look at this, this is like a scene out of a motocross track, more than a mountain bike track. So getting in, choosing your line, not only you got to navigate that, you got a brief little second to chill out here. You got to get around this stump, make sure you miss those duffy holes. And all this is like inches deep of duff. Get into this, you get in that big pocket, you're going to lose all your speed. You get down low, there's another big pocket, way down low, and you got to carry it high to get up through there. Oh. The duff and the lines continue. And the moto track style berms here, like this is so soft and duffy. And then there's a moto berm here that looks like you should take it on a 250F. And look at it. This is wild and chunky and pretty epic.
Hi vlog.
Rider.
Yeah, yes Spencer. Yes Spencer.
So these ruts, you can't exactly hit them like a moto because you got nothing to accelerate out, right? But look at this, like hidden in this big high line here, got big ghoulies like that. Then there's ghoulies hidden everywhere under here. And as this dust and dirt gets deeper and deeper, the rocks get more and more hidden, which just makes this track even harder to navigate. So as the moto ruts continue down the track here, we start to get into a little bit more open speed, and you get into these like big natural whoop style sections here. You need to figure out if you can double them, roll them, pump them, but the blind backsides here just feed to bigger rocks. Remember, we're only just at the start of this track. After this, it starts to get a bit faster and more open, and then we get back into some more chunk. But dude, the rocks and the detail required, the precision required on this track here. I mean, there's a bunch of brawn and a bunch of just yeehaw attitude. But when so many big hidden rocks are all throughout this track, you really need to pay attention. It's really cool, actually. It's cool on this side of the fence. A favorite section of many here. You pop out into the open, gets nice and sunny. they're into these road gaps. So they're quite simple, it's reasonably small, but it's an opportunity to have a rest before the next chunky bit. Now you pop out into the light the afternoon, there's a bit of sun over there, get over this, have a breath, relax, and then whew, back down we go. Years ago, we had a race in Bariloche in Argentina. And it got this big, duffy, soft, sand-like dirt. And this is what this is breaking down to be. It's so dry up here. So this is after the second road gap. So you go over the first one, big berm, second road gap, thoof, 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 into these big braking bumps, and make a decision. Cut down low through that, you know, half a foot deep duff, get up into this rut on the high side here, which is kind of harder, but you get into a pocket, you might lose a bunch of speed. If you come down this low bit here, riders have to figure out if they go through the duff, try and hold it on, or hit that hard dirt to accelerate out. Now this bit goes into a straightaway, which you need to start making some decisions. But the dust and the duff is just getting deeper and deeper. Yesterday, this line here was rideable, easily rideable. Now, whoa, it looks cool on a photo, but it zaps so much speed. There's so much to that upper third of the track before we get stuck down into the second bit here, which makes a world of difference. This is the big straightaway we're talking about. Straightaway into 3 different lines down here. So that corner, crucial. Have a bit of a rest over the step downs, into this corner, pick your line to make sure you accelerate out to carry your speed down here, and we get stuck down into the next gnarly bit. More line choice. This is down in that bottom corner. So a lot of riders feeding this inside rut, this middle rut, and it comes around here to this janky little pocket where you've got to turn on this bridge, get up high and outside. Now there's an outside line here as well, but it's way out there. What this does, you accelerate to the outside, what you lose in entrance speed here, you carry your momentum around the outside to exit that next corner well. Once again, yet another line choice, and we're only 1 minute into this track before the chunder. And then this bit down here is wild. Look how much this is breaking down. Now this is only after the second day of practice. Riders have seeding coming up. And again, these big pockets of holes, this dust is just getting deeper and deeper and rougher and rougher. So there is a smooth line through this, but it is precision that's going to get you over these little lips and lines to make your way down this section here. There you go, Marshall Point 6. Chunky monkey. I was pretty excited to come back and check this section out here. So it's kind of a right-hand corner, right? As you come in, there's a main line here, which isn't too bad. There's a big high line over here, which is great, but look how deep into the bush it's getting. Now you've got these big roots hidden on the outside. Now what the outside does, once you get past that, as long as you navigate this section up here, gives you some great exit speed, right? So they have to figure out whether they go through the middle and that inside chunkiness, then the apex is down lower, or they apex up high, run the risk of this root, carry your speed over it to get exit into this big straightaway. So a lot of speed to come out of this corner here. Another big inside, big outside. There's ghoulies and there's gnarly bits all over. And the dust gets deeper and deeper. Through the trees and we're away. Got to get this high line here. There's not much of a bank to bank off. There's a couple of ghoulies in the middle. Momentum is your friend, but you got to get there. This little off-camber corner, there's not much to this, but look how skinny the line is. That's only a couple of tire widths, that main line. You go to the left, it's all over. There's not much happening on the right, and you have to pivot from all the way back here. Another fine detail that's really going to set up the next section of speed. You wash out here, the whole next section just bleeds time. So this track's really consequential. What you do in one section compounds into the next one. Oh, that's spicy. Spicy. All right, we've exited the woods. This is where speeds pick up. And we get faster and faster and faster. Gets quite open down through here. Looks pretty at the moment. Gets wide open through here. Reasonably straightforward through this off camber. So the speed that you've just generated out of the woods back up there, coming out of those rocks. That started that little off camber we just saw. Off camber into the exit, and now onto these bottom corners. You're a bit fatigued at this point. There's a bit going on, and you need to really be precise here. Why? Well, it's slippery, the dust and the hidden ghoulies continue, but down the bottom here, it's all about speed. This speed that you generate in these off cambers and the big high entrances to the corner is really gonna pay off down the bottom when you start ripping into these high speed straightaways. You can see here, got this high line with this big rut. So are you gonna have the finesse or the ability to get up high here? Because look at that drop off. There is an inside there, but the outside has got quite a pocket. So there's a lot going on here. These off-camber sections seem somewhat simple, but those bumps are getting deeper. This rut is a little bit hidden in this afternoon light. You got hidden ghoulies down there. So if you drop off the inside, you got to get out of the rut, drop, brake, turn, accelerate. So a lot of people might be going outside, coming off this, getting into that upper pocket and accelerating there down that straightaway into the next corner. So many decisions on this track that are consequential to the next section. The next section just compounds the speed and the decision you made in the corner before. And again, you get this puzzle right, you're flying. Big right-hander, another big left-hander, there's an inside down there, cut across, another big right-hander into a big left-hander we'll go and check out now, into a high speed straightaway to finish. So now just a couple of corners below, and here's this big inside line here that's starting to cut up. You got a big outside over there, we can cut down this tight little inside. Now here, again, the decision you make there and the exit of this section is gonna make you go all the way down into the highest speed section of the track. So again, there's a big high line there. Why? Because you can cut down on this inside, pin your ears back, and have a red hot crack at this section down here. Now, don't touch your brakes. Avoid the big rocks. I'm touching my brakes. We'll let her go coming down here. There's a couple of really high speed double jumps, big chunky sections. So as simple as this is, it's so much speed to maintain. Brake late, check out this last corner here. There's a couple of big ruts there. Get out of the braking bumps. We've got a couple of jumps to go. And this, you need to be as fast and smooth as possible as you make our way down to the finish arena. There's one jump to go, and then we're away to the finish line. So there we have it. That's our 2025 GWM Australian Mountain Bike Championships course here. The rip down the finish line is right here into the finish corral. It's a pretty wild track up there. It is dusty and it is loose. And I was just pretty much walking down it amongst the end of practice. We got some of the biggest hitters we've got in the Australian game coming down here this weekend, the elite men's and the elite women's. We can't wait to check it out. Stay tuned for all the action. We'll see you trackside.